Hi, I'm Greg Essenlore.
Hi, I'm Jared Sturdivant.
Today we're here to discuss the new Gun Blue Black from Shooter's Choice.
Yeah, I watched your how-to video on it, and I was shocked at how quick and easy the process was, because I blued this 20, 30 years ago when I was in college still, and that process was ridiculously long. It took days. I had to boil water and had to intentionally rust the barrel. So watching your process, I was shocked at how easy this was. One thing I did notice though is when I got this back home, I stored it in my basement, and it's just about 62 degrees and 61% humidity, and it developed a little bit of rust here, and I'm not sure exactly how that occurred, or if I can just clean that up with the lubricant process on here, or what do you think?
I mean, that's what's nice about this product is you can go back and you can touch up. So it's a great product for touch-ups or complete restoration. The product is very forgiving. It won't stick to anything that you don't want it to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I read that it doesn't even work on aluminum, but it doesn't work on plastics or stainless steel either, so you don't have to worry about the stainless bolt here picking up any color. Although you would have removed it, you'd want to probably blue this handle. The other thing that I actually didn't have any idea about was that there was a difference between gun bluing and black. So what are the differences? I'm planning on doing this gun, which has been through hell, and looking at it, I would think that this is black versus blue, but I actually didn't know. And this is my grocery getter. So I've been using this for 20 plus years now. I picked it up used, so it had a life before this, and I'd like to refinish the stock and blue the barrel, because the bluing is actually getting worn off from being used so much. I actually fell out of a tree stand hunting with this once.
You didn't have your harness?
No, I thought it'd be easier to get, take the stand down if I loosened the strap first on the last day of the season. And I hit the ground hard. Got the scope mounts on this, so I had to replace those. But she still shoots accurate. So back to my question. What is the difference between blue and black, or how can you tell?
I mean, the easy thing I'm going to say is our product's blue and black. It's kind of it's a preference. They both apply the same exact way. So when I did this rifle, this 30 Remington, I chose the blackening process because I like the way a black hue looks better than a blue hue on a firearm.
So that's the blue. Actually, you can see.
You can see a bluish tinge to it. Correct. Yeah. Whereas the black comes out true black. There's also people that have mixed the two colors together, so you can get like a bluish black.
Oh, that'd be actually an interesting way to do it. I believe I've seen blue rifle barrels that are truly blue, and they have more, I don't know if you call it iridescent or what, but when you pick it up, you can see color changes in them, versus this that looks pretty much, well, like I said, it's pretty worn out, but it looks like it's black. And I think most hunting rifles probably are. I'm guessing maybe more higher end,
and I think bluing also is a generic term people use.
That's what I thought it was. But now that the product brought it to my eyes that there was more than one thing going on here. So when I get into this rifle, what do I need to look out for in the process? I watched the how-to. I saw the intensive cleaning that has to happen. What are some things I might run into, or
well, the most important piece, honestly, is your preparation of the product, of your firearm. Through trials and tribulations, if you're not wearing the gloves, you've got a chance of getting fingerprints on the firearm. That's oil that stops the product from penetrating the pores. Go through the steps, spend your time there. Actually putting the bluing on or the blackening on is the easiest part of all of it. But if you don't completely strip that barrel according to the directions, wearing the gloves, using a clean surface, fresh cloths, and different materials, you will have problems. And that's usually what happens. Somebody calls and says, "Hey, I got a spot on the firearm that's not taking to it." Were they holding that with their hands? Because typically, when you're going to blue something, if you don't have a vise or something, you're going to hold it like this. And if you're not paying attention, I mean, you have grease now on this entire end of this barrel. And that's what I noticed there was a spot on this barrel when I did it. And what it was is I had went to move the gun after I'd taken my gloves off, after I'd applied the stripper and all that, and it wouldn't stick. So I had to start the process over again. But it is a forgiving product, so it was easy to pick right back up where I left off. So I would say spend your time on that. it's a hunting rifle, so if there's any blood, that blood will sink deep into those pores. For lack of better terms, we're dyeing the bore. It's like a mix of gold and silver that embeds in the pores of the metal.
There's like real gold and silver?
I mean, not enough to get rich. You could try the gold buyback program, but
is that something different than other products, or is that a common thing?
It's different from other products. A lot of products use like an acid rusting process. We're digging down, taking, if you're stripping the gun, you're pulling the blues out of the pores, and then we're placing them back in. So that's why, in one of our steps, we ask to use heat. The heat allows the pores to open up, just like any other.
Kind of like when you're shaving.
Kind of like when you're shaving, yes. It allows the pores to open up
with cold water.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right, well, I gotta get that one fixed and this one redone. This gun here actually has rust. This one was given to me when I was younger, but if you check out that barrel, am I gonna be able to get that one back to blue?
Yeah. So like what I would do with this one is I'd pull your stock off.
It's not an expensive gun. It's just something I
like
to look better.
Yeah.
I mean, having it in the collection,
looks like it kicks like a mule.
Yeah, they're fun.
But yes, on this one, yeah, you'd use the gun cleaner.
This is back when men were men. There's no recoil ban on that.
And the funny thing is, these were considered youth guns for a long time.
And we got to break them in.
But on something like this, I'd remove the stock, use our cleaner with the 4-aught steel wool, and you'll start to pull that rust right off. The 4-aught steel wool is it's not super aggressive, so you're not going to scratch the actual barrel itself, but you'll pull that surface rust off. If that doesn't work, then you can move on to the Scotch Guard or Scotch Brite pads.
Scotch Brite pads, yeah.
Yep, and then that'll actually start to take it off more. What you might find out though is since you do have quite a bit of rust in here, I would strip the bluing completely. So we do have a blue remover. I would apply that to it and strip it, completely as much as you can.
Yeah, and as far as I know, is the blue remover itself, is that in the kit or is that something we
That's an
sell
accessory.
separately?
Yep.
Okay, we said that separately here.
Yep. Because typically you don't need to blue the entire firearm if you're just looking to clean up on spots.
Yeah, these are both going to get completely redone. I'll remove the stock to make it actually easier to do the entire thing, remove the scope as well. And on this one, I just have to take the forearm off, right?
Yep.
The stock's one single bolt, I think.
Yep.
I plan on getting into this probably this week since we're away on Christmas break, which is awesome. How long can I expect that to take? So, I know to tell the wife and kids to leave the house or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing that's nice about this product is it doesn't have a lot of strong odors to it, but from start to finish, I mean, it depends on how much time. The more time you invest into the preparation of the product, the better your outcome is going to be, hands down.
So, does the prep work actually take longer than the bluing process itself?
Yes. Yep.
All
much
right.
longer. Yep. Yep. Because that's where you want to spend your time. You're trying to get the pores clean, so the chemical here will actually impregnate the pore to get that blue-black sheen.
Right.
If there's any impurities in there, it will show immediately when you go to reblue it.
And you just did this one in the last couple of months, right?
Yep.
So how many hours are you talking?
I think I did a couple lunch breaks. I say a couple lunch breaks. I want to say it took me probably an hour to 2. But I had a total disassembly. Yeah, I pulled this thing completely apart. I buffed the stocks and the foregrip. I drifted out my front sight, drifted out the rear sight. So I had it torn completely down, field stripped completely. So
it'll probably take me 2 hours to figure out how to do that. I'm just kidding. No.
YouTube is great.
Yeah, that's impressive. I was thinking 4 minimum. So the 2's
probably an hour or 2.
Oh, that's awesome.
But again, majority of that time went into the preparation of it because you want to make sure it's clean.
Have you ran into any issues with yours so far?
Not on this. Well, there was a spot on my barrel when the first time I tried it, and I know that right off the bat because I was trying to fly through it because I was like, okay, this looks clean, I'm good. And what I noticed was I hadn't scrubbed on certain parts as much as I should have. What we have found is if there's any blood on the barrel, you know, from laying next to a deer.
Oh yeah, there's definitely blood.
Or your hands are bloody after gutting the animal, you know, and you grab the barrel or whatever. That blood actually sinks super deep into those pores.
Yeah,
so you may think that you have done
to avoid. I mean,
yeah.
if you've hunted with it, if you've ever hunted,
and if you run into that, you see certain spots. You know, my recommendation is the gun cleaner itself. Put that, reapply that, heat that thing up. You're almost going to boil it out of the pores, and you'll see it when you're using like a blowtorch or a hairdryer or something. You can almost see it start to bubble up out of the pores. You'll know what's coming out.
So hairdryer's hot enough? You don't have to like get a heat gun?
I mean, a heat gun would be better.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but heat gun would be better.
Harbor Freight for the win.
I used a blowtorch on these. I used MAP gas, and you know, obviously be careful because they do get hot. But
hopefully be able to use the vise
very well. You know, some other tricks and tips with the gun bluing or blackening. You know, it does have a like a gold silver property that actually allows it to embed into the pore.
Yeah, right.
Make sure you shake it vigorously.
Oh, that sink to the bottom or something?
Yeah, and then what we noticed too is like when you're applying it to your cloth, you know, because the heavy metals are sitting on the bottom, you know, shake it upside down onto your cloth, and you'll see immediately what I'm talking about when you go to wipe that on. Because just the dye itself, you know, you'll put it on and it's actually not even really sticking. So you want that heavy in the bottom. So shake it on your rag like this and immediately apply.
Yeah, I saw that in your how-to video. That will be linked in the description below, so that if you want to follow along on how to do this, just check that out. I'll be following it when I do the process on this firearm as well.
And the one thing I want to say too is if any of our customers have a question about this, let us know. Go to our comment below or send it one in to Jared. He'll be happy to try to answer it for you.
All your questions will actually help. We have a frequently asked questions page on this product on shooterschoice.com. That will be linked in the description below. And we might even add your question to it. So I think that wraps it up for today. All right, if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Jared.
I'm Greg. Thank you.